Here we're going to go over an example of a permutation. Permutations are used when order matters. So in this example, it says a license plate begins with 3 letters. If the possible letters are A, B, C, D, and E, how many different permutations of those letters can be made if no letter is used more than once? So we need to figure out what numbers to substitute into this formula for N and R. So R, first off, is the number of events. I like to think of it as the number of spots. The license plate has 3 spots, and we need to figure out what letters to put in these 3 spots. So that's what R is. And then N is the number of choices you have to choose from for each of these 3 spots. So we have A, B, C, D, and E. So there's 5 choices. Now let's substitute the 5 and 3 into the formula. And then you simplify. So the first step is just thinking of order of operations. We need to do the parentheses first. We can subtract 5 minus 3. That's 2. So let's just rewrite this, but instead of 5 minus 3, we'll put 2. Now, what does this exclamation point mean? That's the factorial symbol, and what it means is that we are going to multiply from that number down to 1. So 5 times 4, 3 times 2 times 1. That's my numerator. And then in my denominator, I just have 2 down to 1. So I could multiply across my numerator and my denominator and then divide. But before I do that, I like to always look to see if anything can cancel out. If you have a number in the numerator that's also in the denominator, you can cancel it out. So this is 2 divided by 2, which is 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. So the only numbers that are left are in the numerator, and that's 5 times 4 times 3, which is 60. Now, I'm going to show you one other way you can do this, and this is in your calculator. I'm going to show you how you can do this on the Desmos calculator. So if you go to desmos.com, we're just going to put this in and see if we also get 60. So when you go to Desmos, this is what you will see. Click on Graphing Calculator. We're not going to graph, we're just going to do a calculation here. If you go to the bottom left, you can click here to show the keypad. And I don't see the permutation button here, but if you go to functions, this is where all the other buttons are. So click on functions. They have some trig keys here, and this is what we want under stats. And notice right here, it has an N, a P, and an R. And when you click that button, it's just prompting you to tell it what N and R are. So remember, our N is 5, so you type 5 and then a comma, and then what R is, which is 3. And it gives us that same answer. It says the answer is 60.